As far as the event this summer, though, you've got some details out here, and this is very exciting. This is a partnership with FACEIT for a Halo, sorry, it's the Ignite Halo European Open event, $30,000 total prize pool, Halo 3 4v4, Halo 5 2v2. There's qualifiers. Give me a bit of a rundown on how this thing's going to work. This sounds so great.
Yeah, so super excited to finally get the word out on the event. We've been actually talking to FACEIT since late last year. When we announced the program, they got excited. They started drumming up ideas for doing an event. They actually tweeted about it. And so we just reached out, and actually I think they reached out to us, and we're like, hey, we want to do something.
Wow.
And so we've just been spending months and months kind of working on this behind the scenes, and we knew the European community was begging for an event, so we were excited to finally get one in there. But yeah, this is a open event that we're working together closely with in FACEIT. And so like you mentioned, it's a 4v4 for Halo 3, but it's also got a side tournament for Halo 5, which is really exciting. FACEIT really wants to kind of harken back to the old days, if you will, of competitive Halo 3 in Europe, which had a really thriving scene and saw a lot of amazing teams and players come out of it, and notable personalities and professionals in the industry today. And so one of the main contacts that we have at FACEIT, his name is Mike. He was part of the Halo scene back in the day, and really a lot of people at FACEIT are OG Halo fans, which is awesome. And so, you know, he was there back in the day, and he wants to kind of bring that atmosphere and vibe back to competitive Halo in Europe today. So it should be a lot of fun. Europeans are really good at trash talking, so I'm sure we'll see a lot of that. But one of the things I'm most excited about is just uniting the community with Halo 5 and Halo 3. You know, when we made the transition to Halo 3 from Halo 5, a lot of people are obviously excited about competing in MCC and Halo 3, but we know that there are people who felt like they were left behind with Halo 5 moving away from that. So still a lot of people playing Halo 5 today, both the regular game and matchmaking, but also in the competitive scene. And this is especially prevalent in the European community. Big shout out to Europa Halo, who actually, I believe, came up with the suggestion to do a Halo 5 side tournament. We knew we were always going to do one side tournament, but they had been running so many Halo 5 events, and it's actually more popular for them than Halo 3. So this was just a good opportunity to say, hey, like, why don't we have both, you know? Let's get everyone kind of united. So hoping that we get the OGs come out and hang out, people who love Halo 3, but also let's get the new guys who love to play Halo 5 out there and competing as well, and kind of bring the whole community together under one roof. So that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, sounds awesome. And then what do you think of the opportunity presented by like partnering with FACEIT? Because I mean, earlier I said FACEIT, this is a Twitch channel with over 1.5 million followers. They're dedicated to CSGO, which is like a legacy esports title in the same way that this classic Halo is. Like, what do you think of that opportunity there as far as viewership and people coming in and tuning in for Halo 3?
Yeah, it's great. And we've been talking to FACEIT for a number of years and just trying to figure out what's the best opportunity to work together. And that's no crazy news scoop. Like, people in the industry talk all the time to just try to see what opportunities might come up. And so now is finally something that we felt like would work out on both ends. And FACEIT, our incredible tournament organizer, been watching their content for years. Counter-Strike was actually at the London Major, which took place after the HCS London last year. So a really great group of people. Was, you know, pleasantly surprised to learn that so many of them were actually old school Halo fans. And so that kind of is serendipitous and makes this whole thing so much more compelling and really exciting to not only work with them on, but also just put on a great show for the community. And for us, this is something, relationship, and we talked about it in the blog, but it's really a new type of partnership and relationship.
This is different from HCS Grassroots, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so it's kind of laid out on the blog, but up until this point, there's really been two types of partnerships that we've had with tournament organizers. One has been official HCS, so those are things that are completely funded by 343. So you think about all of the events in 2018, the Halo World Championship, the qualifiers, and HCS London, New Orleans, all that type of stuff. And then Grassroots, which is really an endeavor for us that has been in the works for a long time to support all the community efforts and the tournament organizers who want to run things. And so the structure of those deals is really about the tournament organizer doing things, and we're there to support and kind of raise things up. And so that's where we'll come in with prize pool, we'll come in with loaning some consoles because we have a bunch. We'll provide game codes and whatnot, just to help offset the costs of running events, which are, super pricey and really big investments.
Right.
And so now this is kind of a new relationship where we're actually kind of going in together and funding things together rather than one or the other. And so what's particularly exciting about this for us is just the different kind of benefits that come with both sides of it and what it might mean for the future. I think for us, this is a time where we want to learn and not only gather feedback from the community, but our tournament organizer partners to see what works, what doesn't, how do we maybe change deals for the future, and hopefully build this as part of an ecosystem that's, all encompassing on a global level, and one that's sustainable for long periods of times. And ideally, we have a robust ecosystem all the way down from the grassroots level all the way up to official HCS events that will continue to happen, year round and into the future. So this is just an important moment for us. And, we talk about it all the time with the HCS grassroots program, but it's really about laying the foundation for the future. And I know sometimes for the community it can be hard to kind of see the long-term big picture there, but it is super important. And if you look at really successful ecosystems and thriving ecosystems in other games, they do have really important, really sound foundations for the games that they are running. And obviously everyone does things in different ways for their different goals and whatnot. But we're really focused on really solidifying the foundation. And we'll talk a bit more about what that means probably later this year as it pertains to kind of future stuff. But super important for us. And really, this event was birthed out of the HCS Grassroots program and kind of the learnings that we had from that and took it forward. So, something like this would not have happened if we hadn't done the HCS Grassroots program, and who knows what other things might come out of it in the future.